Hey everybody, welcome to the weekend. And as you know, in a weekend we like to theorize things, look at things, deep dive things. That's really what we like to do with MCOC content. And whether or not we're doing some comic book history type things, looking at some analytical stuff, this is the kind of things what we're referring to. And the topic of discussion is, should you use your units for Cyber Weekend or save them for the gifting event coming in December? Or should you leave some for the gifting event as well? Now, the things that really set the Cyber Weekend and as well the gifting event aside, really apart, is that your progression-based hit with your Cyber Weekend stuff, you are not when it comes to the gifting event. So if for whatever reason you have 15,000 units and you want to spend them on one or the other, do bear in mind that one will be progression-based and you're not able to get some of the juicy stuff that's being offered. And the other side of things is, well, the other one is open to everybody. This is why we've seen in times things completely ridiculous, like a level 10 player get a 6-star Spider-Gwen. Yes, those things have happened. And if I was really saying to myself, if I was a Conqueror player and I had 15,000 units, which is, again, is just a very weird thing to put out there, but that's happened for people. If I'm uncollected with 15,000 units, which, gotta be honest, like, M is in a situation where I think she's a Conqueror player and she has about 5,000 units. She may be best off using those units in the gifting event to then get better stuff, which she can then further invest in. Like I'm saying, like having a 6-star. Last year, as a Conqueror player, she picked up a 6-star Bishop for the very first time. Man, that is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about this good luck and as well looking at the value side of things to spend. As I said, the point is, and you can see here at Thronebreaker, by spending 15,000 units, you will indeed get something of value if you are looking to make some sort of progression, whether or not you are looking to get some tier 6 basic Catalyst fragments, tier 3 alpha Catalyst fragments. That could be what you're aiming for. And we haven't seen what the greater gifting crystal is going to be. And that's going to be another key factor and thing to mention. Now, that was the Thronebreaker, the side of things of, right, well, this is the tippity top and you need more. But then looking at the side of things of Cavalier, you may be looking at the stuff and going like, right, well, I'm getting 15,000 tier 5 basic fragments. I'm also getting 15,000 5-star crystal shards. Because effectively what you're doing is you have to buy the first 1,000 to get the 4,000 to unlock the 10,000. And that's another thing as well. If you've only got 5,000 for the Cyber Weekend event, then look, you're going to have to then think about like your investment into getting some good positions or kind of like a placement in gifting. And sometimes the gifting solo rewards are actually, and the rank rewards are some of the best stuff to pick up, especially with saying like, okay, well, you'll get, if you're a Cavalier player, you'll get 5,000 6-star shards. And then looking at the other bundle, which is say this one, that yeah, okay, so you get 20,000, so there's 25,000 6-star shards. There's a small volume of tier 5 class catalyst. And that's the thing, these Cyber Weekend deals can vary, but that's really the point we've got to come to, is like, is this going to be worth your time and investment to do the Cyber Weekend, or indeed to invest into the gifting event? Because at the end of the day, these greater gifting crystals, yes, they do have RNG, but they could be good. I would love to see a 6-star Awakening Gem chance in this one, but let's face it, it's never going to happen. Kabam put too much of an emphasis of this being such a freemium deal. The same thing, I think they will go with tier 6 basic and tier 3 alpha, but I do think now is the time in order to put it in. And there is a random chance of getting tier 5 basic, but the game evolves, the game moves on. So I think these things should move on as well to be beneficial to players. So, and as I think this 5.1% random is about tier 5 class catalyst. So I think that's good if that was the case, that was entered. But again, as I said, like the game moves on and more volume and more higher percentage needs to be put in, especially where you're at in the game. But everyone gets a chance of getting this stuff. That's the other thing as well. This is why they're so kind of like meaty and fun. And look, here's the thing. Do you want to, say if you have, let's say 15,000 free to play grinded units or 15,000 units, where do you want to invest it for whatever reason? What do you want to be getting out of it? Can you wait to gifting event? And do you think there's going to be a better thing with a gifting event? Because we just revolve around RNG. Each Greater Gifting Crystal last year gave a chunk of points, which was 3,000. God only knows if that's going to remain the same. Like, we're coming into this year, it could be more expensive. And I do think a gifting event is going to come back. It's like, it's money for Kabam. They after what happened with July 4th, I'm sure and the poor performance of the summer months, I'm sure they'll be interested to kind of like recoup some losses. But that's just the thing, isn't it, with this? Again, goes back to 15,000 units. Let's use that as the mean number of spend and like what you get back from it. And from what you get back from it, you would get 50 Greater Gifting Crystals. So the chance of getting something and also contributing to the gifting event could see you net 150,000 points. Again, very important because it then puts into perspective certain things. Now let's look at some comparisons, some stats and info over this whole subject of doing one or the other. Now, unfortunately, there's a lot of kind of misinformation from last year when it comes to like giving an idea of going, look, if you take 15,000 units in your investment, where are you going to get? And I'm going to do my best to put everything together. So first of all, Karma says, by the way, shout out to Karma for sending this through. So this is from the solo side of things, 1% to 5%, gaining 171,000 points. And that is from opening, from kind of like from gifting various different things. Now she says she was managing to get to 1% to 5%, which got the 10,000 5-star shards, 4,500 6-star shards, 33,000 tier 5 basic fragments, 27,000 tier 2 alpha, and 3 tier 5 class catalyst 2%, I want to say. And based on some other info that I've seen from last year, it could be a case that from people spending $200, so let's face it, this comes close to that 6,000 unit mark that Karma was kind of saying, and also, these players here. So 6,000 units is enough to 1 to 5%. And I think this is the point of going, like, as much as like the gifting event is fun thrills and there's great things on offer, we've got these kind of fun crystals. Look at them giving so many kind of like wonderful things. And also adding up to that alliance-based side of things, with that event, it's great. There's some fantastic things on offer. And yeah, it seems really, really fun. But it does seem that it lacks when it comes to dead certs and making kind of like decisions. And that's really the thing, isn't it? Like, where 5,000 units gets you with the Cyber Weekend versus what 5,000 would. It's still right to say 15,000, but I think that when you're putting 15,000 units into the gifting event, there's a point in time where you end up just sitting in the same percentage type area. And you look at other people that have spent exponential amounts of money. We're talking like in the region of $4,000 to $5,000, and it's a case that when they're doing that, they're very much skimming the very top. The top areas. So you're kind of looking at your discrepancy of what you're kind of looking at is, even with your value of $300, you are still going to be competing with people upwards of an extra 3,800 plus more dollars than you'll be spending from your free to play side of things to actually get somewhere. So this is where Cyber Weekend comes into value to a degree. As a lot of us know, when you go spending for some of these deals, it is a case of like, as soon as you spent past that 1,000 and 4,000 mark respectively, is when you start seeing some good stuff. So we kind of like, Thronebreaker side of things, 5-star shards there. There's a 6-star Nexus there, 6-star signature stones there. Tier 6 basic catalyst fragments there. Various different things that come on for like different deals now and again. Yeah, it's good. But at the same time, you then have to make that kind of like point of going, this may be more valuable for me to do, or more value to do, especially with what you get back from it, than going for a gifting event. This is why I would say that if you're thinking, should I save anything for the gifting event, is save the minimal amount. Prioritize Cyber Weekend first. and then straight after go into a unit grinding fest in order to kind of invest what that is into your grind. If for whatever reason by the end of the month, by the end of the gifting event, if you indeed have in the month of December grinded out 6,000 units, which is possible by the way to do it 6,000 in 1 month, it's tough, it's really tough, but you know, even getting close to that, even people, as you said, like I've spent like a lot less in comparison between 4,000 to 5,000 units, and if you grind that from free to play in December, or indeed kind of like spend a little bit, buy at least 1 unit pack of $100 worth and then grind up the rest for free, you will more than likely have enough to scratch the top 1 to 5%, and that's just it, isn't it? Like, you can get some good stuff from doing it. So yeah, that's really been the video. A bit of a comparison then of some results, having a look at comparing of things, having a look at some values, and hope you enjoyed this video. And heed my warning, people. Cyber Weekend, prioritize first, and then see what you've got left over, and then look to do a bit of a grind in order to invest your units into getting some greater gifting crystals, and maybe do some gifting event type stuff when the event drops sometime in December. And yeah, that's been a video. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely weekend, whatever you're doing, and make sure it's clean and safe, whatever you're doing over the weekend. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.